Today we learn the graphical solution of the linear programming problem. Paper name is Operations Research and Optimization Technique for the stream MCA. Code is MCA 304 and Operations Research for the BTech courses. Paper code is CS505A. Today's lecture number is the 5 under the broadhead is the linear programming problem. Today we are going to learn under the lecture 5 is graphical method. Graphical method of the LPP linear programming problem. That is the few steps is there and few understanding is there before start the graphical method. Then there is the few steps under the graphical method that we learn. Then we discuss the few examples related to the graphical method. Introduction. If the objective function be a function of the two decision variables. One thing, here we are discussing about the two-dimensional. When we are plotting the graph or line in a plane, that is the two dimensions. So in this case, basically we are handling the two variables for the graphical. But in the 3D also there, but we cannot plot in a single plane. In the XY plane is the three variables that can be drawn by a few software in a three-dimensional space. That time we can consider the objective function is the three variables and the constants are also included in the three variables. But here for our simplicity and the constants, some constants, we are considering here the two variables objective function and the constant also the two variables. If the objective function be a function of two decision variables, then the problem can easily be solved graphically. In this method, we consider the inequations of the constant as a equations. Whatever the constant is given, that may be greater than equal to, less than equal to, that in equations, first we are considering as a equations. That means equality constant. And draw the line corresponding to these equations in the two-dimensional plane and use the non-negativity restrictions. These lines define the region in general, a polygon of the permissible values of the variables as indicated by the inequations and the equations of the constant and the non-negativity relations. The permissible region of the value of the variable is called the feasible region. So according to the constants and the variable restrictions, whatever the feasible area we will get, that is called the feasible region. We plot the feasible solution space that satisfies all the constants simultaneously. That means the feasible region, whatever we get within the any point satisfying all the constraints is given and the non-negativity conditions. So then that area is known as the feasible region. Now we find a point in this feasible region whose coordinates will give the optimum value. Within the feasible region, we will get feasible region, that is the boundary of the region is also the feasible region, and we will get a point which is the corner points of the feasible region, which gives us the optimum value of the objective function. We find the corner most point of the feasible region, that gives us the optimum value of the objective function. Hence, either the extreme point, extreme means that is the corner points of the feasible region. Extreme points needed to be considered as candidates for the optimal solutions of the point can be found by translating the state lines given by the objective function for some particular value of the z. So if we plot the z function considering equal to z, that is called the isopopit line. If it is passes through the 0, and if we shift it parallelly to this, from that we can find out the which corner points gives us the objective function's value, the optimum value. If it is the minimum, then it is the lower boundary of the point. If it is the maximum, then it is the upper boundary of the point where it is meets. That is our the gives us the optimum solution. Objectives. After going through this unit, you will be able to understand the concept of the graphical analysis of LPP, examine the procedure of solving the LPP by graphical method, state the general formulation of the LPP, and assesses the matrix form of the LPP. Now we learn what are the technical procedures for solving a LPP problem by graphical method. Somewhere that is the exceptional cases is there. First we learn what are the steps to solve the linear programming problem by using the graphical method, and some exceptional cases also there. The steps involved in the graphical method are as follows. First, you have to consider the inequality constant as an equation. Then we have to find out it is passes through the points, considering that points in the both the axes, and joining them you will get the plotting of the equation. Plot each equation on the graph as each will geometrically represents a straight line. First, we have to consider the inequations as a equation, and after that we have to find out the 2 points where the line is passes through that. Normally we are considering that points in the on the axis, that is we are considering in the intercepting form. Then plotting the lines in the graph. Basically we are getting the straight lines in the positive quadrant because x and y both are the satisfying the non-negativity condition. Satisfying the non-negativity condition, so that's why we are plotting the lines in the positive quadrant of the xy plane. Mark the region. So first we have to mark the region. How we can mark the region? But we are finding the feasible area, that is the common for the each and every constant. If the inequality constant corresponding to the line is less than equal to, if the inequations or the constant is less than equal to time, then the region below the line lying the first quadrant due to the non-negativity of the variables. We are considering the first quadrant because the xy both are the non-negative. It may be greater than equal to 0. And how to check? If we put the 0, 0 in the inequations, if it is satisfied the inequations, then in which sides that the origin is there, that side is the feasible region. If it is not satisfied the constraint, then it is opposite sides of the line is our the feasible region. This is the less than type. It is normally in this case, it is in the side of the origin, and in the greater than constant normally beyond the origin. So if we put in the constraint, that is the origin value, that is the 0, 0. If it is satisfied, then that side in which side the origin is lies, that side is our the feasible region for that particular constraint. If it is not, then we have to consider the other side of the line. The region above the line in the first quadrant is shaded. The points lying in the common region will satisfy all the constraints simultaneously. The common region thus obtained is called the feasible region. For the one constant, we will get the feasible region. For the another constant, Find each and every cases we are make it the shaded area. So ultimately, we will get the dark shaded area, which is the common for all the constant. That is our the feasible region. Step 4. Assign an arbitrary value, say 0, to the objective function. Then draw the straight line to represent the objective functions with the arbitrary value, that is a straight line through the origin. So if we consider objective function value equal to 0, then we can draw it which is passes through the origin. Normally it's structured like that. Then if we move that line, objective function line, away from the origin, and we have the feasible region. If it is the minimization problem, that line first touches the corner points. Which corner points? That points gives us the minimum value of the objective function. For the maximizing, when it is touch the far away corner points, that gives us the maximum value for the objective function. So that line we are drawing with respect to the objective function, that is known as the isoprophet line. That I explain you with the help of the example. Step 6. Stretch the objective function line till the extreme points of the feasible region. In the maximization case, this line will stop further from the origin, passing through at least one corner of the feasible region. It is far end of the feasible region. In one extreme point, we can call it the corner points also. For the minimization, it is nearer point it will meet. In the minimization case, this will stop nearest to the origin, passing through at least one corner points of the feasible region. Find the coordinates of the extreme points selected in the step 6 and find the maximum or minimum value of Z. So from that we can find out the minimum or maximum value of the Z as per the given problem. So this is the one way we can find out the optimum value of the objective function, and another is whatever the corner points is there, as many corner points is there, we have to find out the value of the Z function. Then from that we have to select which gives us the maximum or minimum as per the given problem. Note, as the optimal values occurs at the corner points of the feasible region, it is enough to calculate the value of the objective function of the corner points. We can easily calculate the objective function's value each and every corner points, or we can call it at the extreme points of the feasible region, and select the one that gives the optimal solution. That is, in the case of the maximization problem, the optimal points correspond to the corner points at which the objective function has a maximum value, and in the case of the minimization, the optimal solution is corresponding point which gives the objective function is the minimum value for the objective function. Suppose in the feasible region I have the 4 corner points. So we have to find out the value of the objective function each and every corner points. From that we have to select which one gives us the maximum or minimum according to the given problem. That point's value is the optimum value of that unknown variables, and whatever the value of Z we will get, that is the optimum value of the objective function. Let us consider an example, and we try to solve it by the graphical method. First, this is the minimization problem. 20x1 plus 10x2. Subject to the condition x1 plus 2x2 less than equal to 40. Another constant 3x1 plus x2 greater than equal to 30, 4x1 plus 3x2 greater than equal to 60, x1, x2 greater than equal to 0. This is the given problem. We have to solve it by the Capital method. As we learned the first step, all the inequations we have to consider as a equation. Then we have to find out it is passed through the which point lies in the two axes. That we have to find out. Then joining that two lines, we will get the plot of this line. When we are considering this is equal, so this is a equation of a line, this is also be a equation of line, this is equation be a line. We will get the plotting the three lines in the graph, where x1 is the x1 axis in this direction and x2 we are considering is the vertical axis. So move to the solution part. Consider all the inequations as equations we get. That already I said. So first constant we'll get as x1 plus 2x2 is equal to 40. So if we write in the intercept form, x1 by 40 plus x2 by 20, that means we can say this line passes through the points 40, 0 and 0, 20. So if we take the point here 40, 0 and we take the here in the x2 axis 0, 20, if we join it, that 2 points, we will get the plot of this line. Second constant is 3x1 plus x2 is equal to 30, which is passes through the points 10, 0 and 0, 30. If we write, it is the intercepting form 3x1 by 30, that means x1 by 10 plus x2 by 30 is equal to 1. That is the intercepting form we can write. From that we can easily find out the line passes through the points. 4x1 plus 3x2 is equal to 60, which is passes through the points 15, 0 and 0, 20. Now see what is the maximum unit is here. 40 is the maximum unit in the x1 axis and x2 axis is 30. So when we are taking the axis in the horizontal and vertical axis, we have to scale it up to the 50 and 50 to plot this. This part after the plotting we will get. If I show you the graph, then it will be clear to you. So this is our the plot. After the plotting the lines, this is our the x1 axis and this is the x2 axis. This is the origin O00. 3 lines is there. First one is the passes through the 40, see 40, 0 and this is 0, 20. This line x1 plus 2x2 is equal to 40. This is 4x1 plus 3x2 is equal to 60. This is 15, 0. Both are the 0, 20. See this line 40, 0 and this is the x2 axis is 0, 20. This is also the x2 axis is the 0, 20. Both line are passes meets the x2 axis at the same point. These two. And another one is the 10, 0 and 0, 30. Now see feasible area. How we can find out the feasible area? This is less than equal to. This constant is less than equal to. So this is the line. If we put here the 0, 0, see the first constant less than 0. So if we put here the 0, 0, so 0 plus 0 is the 0 less than 40. it is satisfying that. That means after drawing the line, which site is the origin, that site is the feasible region for this line, feasible area for this line. Now in this case, it is greater than, if we put here the 0, 0, it is not satisfying that. That means for that line, opposite side, in which side the origin is that opposite side of that is the feasible region. In this case also, so only one constant is the side of the origin and another two constant opposite to the origin. See, for this case, it is the feasible region this side, and this constant feasible region is this side is the origin, so opposite to that, this side. Two lines this side. What is the common area? This is our the common area. This is our the feasible region. What is the feasible region? A, B, C, D, A. That is our the feasible region. We can call it the plotting each equations in the graph. The feasible region is A, B, C, D, A, because it is the closed feasible region. A, B, C, D, A. So this is the feasible region. Within that, each and every point satisfying the three constants, and along with that the non-negativity conditions x1, x2 greater than equal to 0. Now one thing we have to find out, this is the intersections of the two lines 3x1 plus x2 equal to 30 and 4x1 plus 3x2 is equal to 60. This is the intersection of the two lines. So we have to find out by solving this. This is the one intersection and this is the another intersections of 3x1 plus x2 plus equal to 30 and x1 plus 2x2 equal to 40. C is the point of intersections of the line x1 plus 2x2 is equal to 40 and 3x1 plus x2 is equal to 30. By solving this, we will get the intersecting points, this 418, and D is the intersections of the line 3x1 plus x2 is equal to 30 and 4x1 plus 3x2 is equal to 60. So after solving this, we will get the intersection of these two lines, that is the 6 and 12. So coordinate of the C is 418 and coordinates of D is 612. We have to find out by calculating this. Easily we can do it, either multiplying this by 2 and subtracting, otherwise multiplying this is by 3 and subtracting we can calculate. In this case also the same way we can calculate. As soon as we got this point, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4 points. We can easily find out the value of the z at the 4 points. All the points within the feasible region are the solution and the feasible solution. Now the optimum solution only will get these 4 corner points or the extreme points. These 4 points A, B, C, D are known as the extreme point or the corner points, from where we will get the optimum solution. Now see, this figure is drawn with the help of the software. This is the one constant, this is the one constant, this is the one constant, and this is our the feasible region. And this dark line is the objective function. Obj is written there, objective function. First it is drawn here, then it is slowly moved towards this. Since this is a minimization problem, it is touch the nearest point from the origin. So where it is the first touch, that gives us the optimum solution. That means it gives this point. This is our the D actually in the previous graph. So this gives us the optimum value of the objective function without finding the value of the another 4 points. This A, B, C and D. From that we can say D gives us the optimum solution. This is, I think, the 6 and 12. Let's see what we will get. And that objective function, it's here, it is known as the isoprophet line. This objective function, whatever is there, is drawn. Now, what are the corner points is that A, B, C, D. Coordinates of the A is 15, 0. Coordinates of B is 40, 0. 15, 0, 40, 0. Then that is the C, 4, 18. And D is 6, 12. These 4 corner points of the feasible region. Now our Z function is Z is equal to 20x1 plus 10x2. 20x1 plus 10x2. Now we can find out the value by putting there. So 20 into 15 is 300. Now 40 into 20, this is 800. 418, if we put it here, we will get the 260. And 612, if we put here, we will get the 240. This is the minimization problem. Basically, whatever the given problem is, minimize Z equal to that. So where we will get the minimum value of the Z, minimum value of Z is 240. That is the minimum value. So objective value, optimum value of the Z is 240 at the point D, 6 and 12. So x1 is equal to 6 and x2 is equal to 12 is our the optimal solution. So we can write in a language the minimum value of Z, that is the Z function, objective function, occurs at D, 6, 12. Hence the optimum solution is x1 is equal to 6 and x2 is equal to 12 and the optimum value is 240. Sometimes we can write that Z mean, min, Z suffix mean equal to 240. So next I am considering the another example. Example 2. Let us find the feasible solution for the problem of a decorative items dealer whose LPP is to maximize profit function. This is the maximization problem. 50x plus 18y. X along the x-axis and y along the y-axis. Subject to the constraint 2x plus y less than equal to 40, x plus y less than equal to 80, and xy greater than equal to 0. This is conditions is the non-negativity conditions, and this too is the constant. To solve this, first we have to consider the inequations as a equations. So let's start with the solution. And since xy is greater than 0, we are considering the positive quadrant of the xy plane. Since xy greater than equal to 0, we considered only the first quadrant of the xy plane. Consider all the inequations as equations. We get 2x plus y is equal to 100, which is passes through the point if we write in the intercepting form 50, 0 and 0, 100. This is the maximum unit is 100. So you have to scale the, here is the 80. So in the x-axis it is 80 unit. So we have to take up to the 100 unit, and y-axis we have to scale up to the 100 unit. That is our choice. We can choose any way that the scale. It is not the hard and fast rule. So we have to accommodate in the page. After we have to choose in a scale in such a way that the graph we have to accommodate in a page. Plotting is now plotting each equations in the graph. The feasible region is OABCO. Now, both the constants are less than equal to. So this is x plus y is equal to 80. So that feasible region this side. And in this case, feasible region is this side. The common portion is this. So this is the feasible region for this problem. OABCO. OABCO is the feasible region after plotting the lines, these two. B is the intersections of the two equations, 2x plus y equal to 100 and x plus y is equal to 80. So after solving this two equation, we will get the point of intersection B of the two lines is 20, 60. This is passes through the point 80, 0 and 0, 80. 0, 80, 80, 0 and 0, 80, and this is passes through the point 50, 0 and 0, 100. These two lines is there, and this is the intersections of the two lines B that after solving we will get. O, A, B, C, O. This is the feasible region. This is drawn by the software, and this is the objective functions line. So when it is drawn, it passes through the origin, then it is shifting from going from this far end. Since it is a maximization problem, see, it is moving parallelly to that. See, it is moving drawn here and it is moving parallelly to that. Finally, it is touched at the far corner point, far extreme point. After that, no extreme point is there. This is our O, A, B, C, O. This is the feasible region. So these corner points already skipped and it is touched at the far extreme point, far corner points. So this point gives us the maximum value of the objective function. So solution is x1 equal to 50. This is xy, I think. X is 50 and y is equal to 0. X is equal to 50. So that isopropyl line touch this point. So x is equal to 50 and y is equal to 0. That is the optimal solution. That we can change, finding the values each and every corner points of the feasible region. So from the isopropyl line objective function drawing, plotting, we got the optimum value at that. By putting in the objective function, we will get the optimum value, and optimum solution is x is equal to 50, y is equal to 0. C is the intersection of 2x plus y equal to 100 and x plus y is equal to 80. Solving, we get C is 20, 60. These are the corner points. O is the origin 0, 0, A is 0, 80, B is 20, 60, and C is 50, 0. And what is the Z? Z equal to 50x plus 18y. So whatever the values is there, after calculating, we get 0, 0, A 0, 80, we got the 1440. At the point B 20, 60, we got 20, 80. After calculating and putting here the x value and y value in the z function, we got 2080. And C is 50, 0. After putting in the z function x and y, we got the 2500. Among these, which one is the maximum? 2500 is the maximum. That we are writing in the parenthesis. Maximum value. This is the maximum value among these. So what is the maximum value we get? Where? At C50, 0. So optimum value is 2500 and optimum solution is x is 50 and y equal to 0. The maximum value of z occurs at C50, hence the optimum solution is x is equal to 50, y equal to 0 and optimum value is 2500. See, last two example we got the feasible region, and within the feasible region is bounded. That means we got the closed feasible region, but the feasible region is bounded and boundary is there, and that boundary, from that we got the corner points and the extreme points. Some cases we will get in the defined way that I am going to discuss. Important geometric properties of the LPP. There are some linear programming problems which may have a unique optimum solution that already we learned in the example 1 and example 2. An infinite number of the optimal solution that we can get. That example I am not discussing here, but how it is happened that I can discuss in the any problem. An unbounded solution and no solution. These two cases I am discussing here, and for this how the infinite number of the optimum solution that I can explain only. These cases I can explain only. Because if we get the optimum solution for the 2 points, the more than one point gives us the optimum solution, that means that is not a unique. When a optimum solution is not unique, so with their combination, convex combination, we will get the more than two solution. That way we will get infinitely many number of the solutions. When the optimum solution is occurs more than one point, more than one corner points. So those two corner points lies in the same line. So each and every point, if I considering the one figure, that will be better. See, if the optimum solution occurs here also and optimum solution occurs also here. So both the point gives us the optimum solution is the same. That means z value here is the same, z value here is the same. So all the points lying within the lines gives us the same value, because combination of these 2 points we can express as a convex combination. So we will get the another point which is the convex combination of this. So according to the defined values of lambda, we will get the defined value of the x, that we can call it the x3. Suppose x3, that is the combination of these 2 points, x1 y1 and x2 y2, and that is why I am calling it the x3. So in this case, that combination will get x3 y3. Each and every value of this line gives us the optimum value, same value. That's why there is in this line there is the infinitely many points is there. That's why if the more than one points gives corner points gives us the optimum value, so within these two values there is infinitely many points. That's why infinitely many solutions is there, an infinite number of optimum solutions. If more than one points gives us the optimum solution, then it is. Now I am explaining these two things, these two. Let us consider an example that I can explain with the help of the example. Solve the following LPP. Maximize z is equal to 3x1 plus 2x2, x1 minus x2 greater than equal to 1, x1 plus x2 greater than equal to 3, x1 x2 greater than equal to 0. So this is the maximization problem, and two constant is there along with the non-negativity conditions. Since x1, x2 greater than equal to 0, consider only the first quadrant of the x1, x2 plane. Consider the inequations as a equation. What we will get? X1 minus x2 equal to 1 and x1 plus x2 equal to 3. X1 minus x2 is equal to 1 passes through the points 1, 0 and 2, 1. X1 plus x2 is equal to 3 passes through the points 3, 0 and 0, 3. So after plotting into the first quadrant of the x1, x2 plane, we will get plotting these equations in the graph. Feasible region is showing in the figure. See, this is our the feasible region. This is the boundary, lower boundary of the feasible region. Because both are the greater than, so both are the greater than. If we put here the 0, 0, it is not satisfying this. If we put here the 0, 0, both the cases is not satisfying. So for that, this is the 0, 0, it should be opposite of that line. So this is our the feasible region, and with this 0 we cannot check it. So this is our the feasible region, but it is the unbounded. There is no boundary is there. That means as the x1, x2 is increasing, z is increasing. Z value, objective values is increasing as the x1, x2 value is increasing. That's why it is the unbounded, because the region is not bounded. There is no upper boundary of this region. It is the lower boundary of this region only is there. So this is basically a open region, open and unbounded region. This is the unbounded case. So in this case, Z will be maximum at the infinity. Z will be the maximum at the infinity. So this solution space is unbounded. The value of the objective function at the vertices A and B are ZA is equal to 6 and ZB is equal to 6, but there exists point in the convex region for which the value of the objective function is more than 8. So if we move and move, so Z will be maximum as x1, x2 is increasing. In fact, the maximum value of Z occurs at infinity, hence the problem has an unbounded solution. Because there is no boundary of the value of the Z value. Z value is maximum to infinity when x1 and x2 is infinity. But if we consider this problem in another way, see, if it is the minimize, suppose instead of the maximization, suppose we are considering the minimization problem. See, then what happened? Then, since it is a minimization problem, so what we will get? This is the 0, 3 and 2, 1, 0, 3 and 2, 1, 0, 3, 6, 0, 3, that is the two corner points. One is the 0, 3. When it is the minimum, so we can move this way. So that is the two corner points is that. That time it is the bounded region. When Z is the minimization, if we consider the Z function is the minimization instead of the maximum, then it is the bounded region. And two corner points is there. One corner points and another corner points. It is 0, 3 and 2, 1. 0, 3 means it is the value is 6 and another is 2, 1. 2, 1 means 8. So this is gives us the minimum value. So in this case, it is not unbounded problem, then it is a bounded problem. But if we consider the maximization, then it is an unbounded solution. That is the example of the unbounded situation. no feasible solution. I'm considering another example where I'm showing there the feasible solution does not exist. When there is no feasible region formed by the constant in the conjunction with the non-negativity conditions, no solution to the LPP exists. In this case, what happened? Each and every constant, what are the feasible region, we cannot get the common feasible region. That cases, yes, said that it is not the feasible, unless until we get the feasible region, we cannot say that the solution exists. When there is no feasible region formed by the constant, that means whatever the area or the feasible area for this constant and for this constant, if they have no common area, so we say there is no the feasible region for this problem. So we cannot find out the objective value of this function. Then it is known as the not feasible solution. So similar way we can explain it. So we know this is considered the equality signs and passes through, and plotting we will get, after plotting we will get like this. For the one constant, this is the feasible region, and another constant, this is the feasible region. X1, x2 is greater than equal to 0. So for these two constants, there is no common region is there. That's why no common feasible region for the two constant. That's why I am saying that is no feasible region. That's why it is not a, that does not exist the feasible solution. There being no points x1, x2 common to both the shaded region, we cannot find a feasible region for this problem. So the problem cannot be solved. Hence the problem has no solution, or we can say not feasible solution. So next class, that is the lecture 6, we are considering the simplex method. But simplex method is not the simplex. Before start the simplex method, we have to learn few definitions and the few terms related to the simplex method. Because before start the simplex table, we have to do some steps, and we have to learn the steps. Before the steps, we have to do something, and related to that first we learn, then start the simplex method.